So suppose we're interested in graphing r equals to 1 in polar world without any conversion, without using a graphing website or graphing calculator. So what's the meaning of this r equals to 1? It says the distance is 1. How do we represent points? So to graph any equation, we need points on that equation. On that equation. Well, so here I have one equation, r equals to 1, and it's in polar world, so I need to plot some points. What points are on this equation, satisfy this equation? Points in this world are r and theta, right? So we need some r, we need some theta to be able to graph them. What is r? What is theta? And r and theta, some points. So what is r? R is fixed, r is 1. What is theta? There is no restriction on theta. I can plug in any theta that I like. Pi over, I don't know, 6. So the first point is 1 and pi over 6. R is fixed. I cannot change r. R must be 1. What about theta? I can plug in any theta that I like. Like what? Pi over 4. So the second point, 1 and pi over 4. R is 1. Pi over 2. 1 and pi over 2. The next point, 1, I don't know, pi over, let's see, let's just write pi. 1 and pi. Next point, 1 and 3 pi over 2. 1 and 3 pi over 2. Next point, 1 and 2 pi. 1 and 2 pi. Guys, you cannot change your r. R is fixed, r is 1. So let's plot these points in this world. I have my origin and I have my polar axis. This is my origin. Let's move the origin a little bit here. So the very first point has distance 1 pi over 6. Distance 1 pi over 6. The second point, 1 and pi over 4. Distance 1 pi over 4. Pi over 2, the distance is 1. Okay, pi and 1, this guy is here. Pi 3 pi over 2 here, and then the next one is here. So if I connect these points, I get a circle. All right, r equals to 1 in xy plane is just a circle with radius 1. This is a circle. With radius 1. Okay, this is the first equation. Suppose I give you another equation. R is equal to secant theta. I ask you to graph this in polar world. You need some points. So let's see. R theta, the point r and theta. We need to plug these points. What is r? Well, r depends on theta. So let me plug some values for my theta. So this guy is equal to 1 over cosine theta. 1 over cosine theta. So if my theta is equal to 0, 1 over 1 is 1. The very first point is 1 and 0. Now let us plug in another value like pi over 3. I'm just plugging easy angles to give me something manageable. So if it's pi over 3, I get a half, which is 2. R is 2, and I have pi over 3. What is the next point? Well, suppose I plug in, let me see. Let us plug in pi. If I plug in pi, I get 1 over -1, which is -1. So I have -1 and pi. So you can continue this process. You can continue this process. You can plug in, for example, 2 pi, and you get 1. Again, this is 1 and 2 pi. Well, now you have some points. You need to graph these in the polar world. Well, okay. So what do I need? I need my origin, and I need my polar axis. So just make this a little bit here. Okay, origin. So the very first point says, hey, my radius, my distance is 1 and the angle is 0. So this is not very hard. The second one says, hey, when the angle is pi over 3, my directed distance is 2. Just move this a little bit here. So here you get, for example, pi over 3, and the distance is 2. This is the second point. So we need more points. Here you have -1 and pi. Well, so to graph -1 and pi, the directed distance is -1. So here you have 1 and pi, then you look at the opposite direction. So pi is over here, all right? And the distance is 1. In the opposite direction, you're going to get the same point here. You're going back here. Well, what about 1 and 2 pi? Well, 1, the distance is 1, and 2 pi is the complete direction. So all of these are going back and forth between points here. So if you connect these together, you get a vertical line.